The East African education sector has for long grappled with persistent challenges, including inadequate funding, shortage of academic staff, and limited research output, which continue to undermine quality and competitiveness. Recognizing these bottlenecks, the EAC heads of state in March 2017 resolved to convene regular meetings to explore lasting solutions and create a harmonized framework for higher education across the region. It is in line with this resolution that the first ministerial conference has kicked off today, bringing together education ministers, policymakers, and stakeholders to deliberate on strategies that will transform the EAC higher education landscape.
Distinguished delegates, today is historic. It marks the first time that ministers responsible for higher education across our community have gathered specifically to deliberate on the operationalization of the East African Community Higher Education Area since the declaration was made by the heads of state of the EAC partner states May 2017.
The conference, under the theme Enhancing Regional Integration through Harmonized Higher Education Systems for Sustainable Development in East Africa, aims to accelerate the transformation of that commitment into practical actions.
According to Professor Mary Okakol, chairperson of the Regional Organizing Committee, and Honorable Halik Andrea, the EAC Deputy Secretary General, the conference seeks to accelerate commitments into tangible results, review achievements made so far in harmonizing higher education, boost student and labor mobility within the region, strengthen collaboration in research and innovation to support higher education.
This support is part of the several efforts towards consolidating regional cooperation and integration. Specifically, Your Excellency's support has been instrumental in calling for innovations in science, technology, which are considered catalysts for economic transformation in the region.
Your Excellency, the EAC Common Market Protocol 2010 envisioned the free movement of goods, services, capital, and labor. But this cannot be fully realized without mutual recognition of skills, competencies, and qualifications. A medical doctor trained in Kampala must be able to practice in Kigali. An engineer certified in Kinshasa should be employable in Dar es Salaam. A researcher from Mogadishu should collaborate seamlessly with peers in Nairobi, Bujumbura, or Juba. This is the promise of Common Higher Education Area, a space where talent, knowledge, and innovation flow freely, unimpeded by artificial borders. Yet, we must be honest. Challenges remain. Many of our institutions face constraints, adequate funding, outdated infrastructure, digital divides, and shortages of qualified academic staff. These challenges affect quality, equity, and relevance.
In his address, President Museveni underscored the importance of integration, urging leaders to go beyond national interests and embrace the 4 pillars he has long championed.
You should resolve the issue of the standards, the syllabus, so that we make it easy because that's what was happening with Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania until chaos came in. We had the same system here. Actually, even with the British, we had the Cambridge school system and so on, and University of East Africa. Now, the 4th principle there is democracy. That one is clear enough. So the 4 principles, Pan-Africanism, patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. This will enable us to build prosperity for our people. The child also wants education like this other one here. But if you don't know the why the integration, that's why all those problems come. Now, then the commonality. If you understand that I need East Africa, Banange, for my own good, I need East Africa, I need Africa. East Africa, at least let's start with East Africa because it's a bit nearer. Then we ought to have common standards.
On her part, the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kaguta Museveni, has emphasized the need to reorient higher education towards innovation and skills development.
Becomes a source of pragmatic policy solutions to the pressing problems in society aspiring for socio-economic transformation. This implies, therefore, that our aspiration for an integrated higher education area is purposeful because it does not seek to fulfill the self-interests of higher education per se, but the greater good of the more than 300 million people in East African community. Ultimately, this strengthens the case for the elimination of all barriers to the realization of a truly integrated and common higher education area in which the subsector is perceived by both the private sector and the state as a valuable partner to socio-economic transformation and not merely another area of expenditure.
The conference is expected to develop concrete recommendations for strengthening the ESC Common Higher Education area. Stakeholders say this will not only improve the quality of learning, but also enhance regional competitiveness and foster sustainable development. Naomi Namsoke and Serena Naguja for NSTV.